Today I'm walking through the forest with the DJI Action 6. This entire video was filmed using the macro lens. The camera offers 3 macro modes: macro, person, and mountain. You'll see which mode is active in the top left corner of each clip. My name is Glenn. I'm not a professional filmmaker, just someone, like you, who enjoys exploring what a small camera can do, and who simply enjoys looking at the result. An action camera is, of course, designed for action. But right now I'm using it to create more cinematic shots. This macro lens helps with that, but it's definitely not meant for action. Once the macro lens is attached, the camera is no longer waterproof. It's really designed for the macro effect, filming objects from very close. Something action cameras couldn't do in the past. And I can imagine that in some situations, the small bokeh effect you get in person mode might be fun if you film yourself. But personally, I wouldn't buy it for that reason alone. Switching between the 3 macro modes is very easy. You simply rotate the ring on the lens. There are clear symbols showing where each mode is. You can even place the ring between the symbols, though I didn't do that today. I chose to leave the macro lens attached for the entire walk, because I wanted to see the differences between the modes, how practical it is to rotate the ring, and how the whole setup feels in real use. For this walk, I kept macro at around 10 to 15 centimeters. Person mode works at roughly 50 centimeters. And mountain is naturally meant for anything farther away. It's all a little less sharp than the original lens, but there's a slight softness to anything close to the camera. Not much, but just enough to notice. I also get the impression that the overall image quality is slightly lower with the macro lens attached. I haven't measured it, so I can't say for sure. The bokeh effect, however, is definitely a plus when filming objects up close. The colors shift a little too. They become slightly more washed out. And there's a very small amount of distortion as well. Nothing dramatic, but noticeable if you look for it. And in the edit, I deepen the colors slightly, just to bring back some richness that the macro lens tends to soften. Nothing heavy, just enough to match the atmosphere of the forest. This lens is interesting for cinematic close-ups, for nature filmmakers, for detail shots, and for creative POV work, to a small extent. It's absolutely not ideal for action, for rain or snow, for fast movement, or for people who frequently switch between macro and the normal lens, especially outdoors, where you could drop the lens while changing it. This video is part of my cinematic ground series, filmed from eye level. No drone, no rush, no script, just a lens, a forest, and a few minutes to look around. If you enjoy this kind of quiet, cinematic nature content, feel free to subscribe. There's more to come, from up close, from far away, and sometimes, from above.